Moral authority and moral force. Where the effect of political or economic support can be applied to isolated and insular fiefdoms, moral authority has a cogent voice. At the same time, where there is a monopoly of inequitable political and economic power, moral force of action is unavoidable and inevitable. We see that contrast of monopoly of political and economic power being applied in the Gaza-Israel turmoil, just as we are witnessing the opposite effects in Ferguson, Missouri, that North St. Louis township. While both locations reflect a dysfunction between the citizens and the occupying force representing the authority, the folks in Ferguson have the leverage of the moral disgust of a nation behind them, so that a political leverage to balance the present inequity with authority could be instituted. Gaza has no such consequential supporting external leverage. Page 2. A Gandhi-like or MLK Jr.-like nonviolence can be nurtured and flourished in an environment of overwhelming and effectual moral outrage that precipitates a political will for resolute and resolving action to bring rectitude to the circumstances. In places like Gaza or Syria and other places of brutal repression and oppression, there are few options but the resort to violence to vent the volatility of a rage, figuratively and literally, exploding from its pent-up confines. Moral authority without a political leverage is no more than a futile aesthetic whim. The beseeching cries for justice and equity just demonstrate the ineffectuality and impotency of a cause, whereas moral force of a social movement demonstrates the manifested will of the citizens to establish justice for themselves in the absence of external moral authority to effect such a change in the social conditions. So says I.